October month in review for the NHL regular season of the Immortals on NHL 20. Why the Immortals? Because I have blended the alumni of each team with the current rosters. So nobody's old. Nobody's old, and heck, some people have even come back from the dead to play in this league for this special season on NHL 20. So, we've done a game a night, and this is, we finished the October portion of the schedule, so this is the month in review. And so let's have a look here, and we'll start with the divisions and have a look at the leaders here. We'll have a start here with the Metro. And on top, the top three, Pittsburgh, Philly, and Washington. And on the outside, looking in of the wild card playoff picture, the Islanders, the Rangers, Hartford Whalers, Columbus, and New Jersey Devils. You can see New Jersey and Columbus and Hartford, in fact, all below double digits in points. Really struggling right now. Now we'll go out to the Atlantic, the other side, the other division in the Eastern Conference. Tampa leads that division, 10-2. Detroit 9-3-1. Florida 9-3-1. That's a surprise. Team not with a very deep alumni there. Florida with a 9-3-1 record. Seem to be doing it with pretty good goals for and goals against, by the looks of things there. Montreal and Buffalo are the two wildcard teams, with Boston, Toronto, and Ottawa. Not surprising, not a very deep alumni there for Ottawa, but Boston and Toronto, the alumni they have on those two teams, that's really, really surprising. So that kind of brings the Eastern Conference, looks like this. The Tampa Bay, Detroit, Florida there. Very strong division so far, and those three lead the conference. Followed by Pittsburgh, Philly, Montreal. Washington is the third team in the Metro. That's why they're below the Canadiens here in this ranking. But your typical newspaper rag ranking would show Washington up there, and Montreal and Buffalo topping the wild card standings, with everybody else on the outside looking in. But it's still early. We were only 13, 14, 10. Some teams like the Rangers here, only 10 games into the season, so they have 3 games in hand over both Buffalo and Montreal, and really need to win those games to be able to keep pace with what they're doing so far. So inconsequential. So we'll have a look at the Western Conference Central Division. St. Louis, Chicago, Nashville, Winnipeg. So St. Louis, Chicago, Nashville hold down 3 playoff spots. Winnipeg, Dallas, Minnesota, and Colorado are on the outside looking in. A lot of teams right around 500 here, only a couple of games below in some cases, and only a couple of games above here if you're St. Louis. So pretty tight so far overall in that regard. In the Pacific Division, also the same kind of thing. Only one team, the San Jose Sharks. Again, surprising. Look at the goals for 52. They're averaging like Oiler numbers, 4 goals per game. In fact, the Kings, the Oilers, look at the amount of teams that are all above, the 3.5 goals a game. So big numbers there. But anyway, we have a look here. San Jose, Arizona actually has another good record there. Los Angeles off to a good start. Calgary, Vegas hold down the 2 wildcard spots. A couple games over 500. Oilers just on the outside looking in, and the Ducks. Canucks way behind right now in the Western Conference race, as we have a look there. Ducks, Chicago, Nashville, Winnipeg, Dallas, Minnesota, I guess you can even consider as right in that hunt. So let's have a look at some of the things. Goals for San Jose, Edmonton, Los Angeles, all Pacific Division leading the top 3 spots. St. Louis, Vegas, Calgary, Nashville, middle of the pack teams there. And as we get down to the bottom of the conference, we got Colorado, Vancouver, Winnipeg. Not getting many goals for. Colorado's pretty surprising with guys like Sakic and Forsberg on that team. Goals against the Oilers. Pond Hockey of Vancouver, they don't have a lot of strong goaltending. I mean, Long was not even in this game, for Pete's sake. And look at the Coyotes doing real good job down there. What is Tippett coaching that team again there with that goals against average there? What's up with that? As far as the Eastern Conference, Washington, Detroit, and Florida are the three most potent attacks. And as you can probably tell by Washington's poor record, they also are one of the worst defensive teams, sort of mirroring the Oilers in the East in that regard. Toronto, you can probably spot the troubles for Toronto early on, and that is their lack of goals for, as they are fifth worst in the East in that regard, and goals against. Buffalo up there, it's kind of a surprise. Buffalo has been pretty strong early on. Not surprising, Montreal, with all of their talent as well, although I think they should be in a better spot. So that well, that's the important stuff. Let's get to some player stats, shall we? The fun stuff. The league leaders in points, and it's Modano. What? And Sagan leading the way. Wow, Modano 7 goals, 12 assists, 19 points. +4. Only 2 power play goals, 6 power play points. So it's not like he's getting all his points in one area. He's doing a lot 5-on-5. So that's a good job there. Sagan, 18. McDavid, Eichel, Robitaille, Ovechkin, Nichols, Oshie, Pacioretty, Draisaitl, Hurdle. There's Crosby, Tarasenko, 15 points. Henri Richard, after a hot start, has cooled off. Marcel Dion, Howard Chuck. Where is Lemieux? Mary Lemieux, there he is. Well, it's a point a game. I guess point per game doesn't really get you in the top 20 right now in this early race. A lot of ties point-wise. Let's look at the goals here. Who's got the goals advantage? Draisaitl. Draisaitl, Lemieux, and McDavid. Sagan, Robitaille, Ovechkin, Duchesne. Matt Duchesne. Yeah. Taylor Hall, Datsuk, Brett Hall. There's one that I expected. In the list, a lot of guys with 6 goals. You can look at some of those guys there as I'm scrolling through. Some guys with 5 goals. There you have a look at that. Now, let's see. Have a look here at the defensemen and what kind of totals we're looking at. Carlson, Niedermeyer, Scott Niedermeyer, Beauty, Housley, Chelios, Rossi, Lowe, Borg. Who's who of Lidstrom, Coffee. Oh, look at the points leaders there. Just a who's who, really. 12 is the leader. There is Carlson. 4 goals. I bet you that's pretty close to the top as well. Sure enough, yeah. Suter, Lindholm, Kevin Lowe. That's surprising. Kevin Lowe wasn't known as a big goal scorer. That you'd almost expect him and Coffee to be flipped on that. Although he's a -1, which just kind of tells the tale of the tape there for Edmonton. Plus minus. When he hit hot. Oh crap! I should have learned how to say this name before I even put him in the lineup. Yeah, he's got the plus minus. Look at that guy. Plus 12. Ironic. Plus 10. Coburn plus 9. Who's the worst? Oh, Muzzin. Oh, did I get a Muzzin flash? Oh, sorry. Typical Leaf hater. That was very unprofessional of me. Muzzin, a -12. What's going on? Whoa! Wow, okay. Langway. A lot of guys struggling early, but not as much as that great defensive defenseman from Toronto by the name of Jake Muzzin. Let's look at some goaltender stats, shall we? I missed the goalies. Why am I back on teams? Get me off of teams. I want players. Thank you. Let's go to goalies, and then we'll wrap this sucker up. Don't bother looking at the rookies because they think everybody who's like old or alumni is a rookie. So, Sawchuk leading the league in victories for the Red Wings. Vasilevsky, Ranta, Holtby, Edwards, Don Edwards. Look at that guy. He looks like Beach Boys. A member of the Beach Boys or something, you know? I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Sauve. McElhenney with 2 starts, and geez, he's only given up 1 goal in those 2 starts, apparently. As far as big-time starters here, Milosh, 183, Hellebuck, 195, anybody with really 8, 9 starts. Murray, Ranta, Leonard. Jeez, a lot of like the names here. Carey Price, Kemper, all these guys under 2.5. There's Nabokov. Mrazek is the first goalie above 2.5. But I mean, there's a lot of goalies that are under 2.5. Over. Eesh, so what about guys who are playing a lot? Oh, McLean. Yikes. 880s. Yeah. Oh, Kirk McLean. That hurts the bunghole right there. Grant Fuhr and Jardine Bauer also struggling mightily. That hurts. Why Canadian teams? Why are they Canadian? Why do you really that? Anyway, so that's the monthly review. You can follow me on Twitter at Sports Station. So that's a double S at the front and a double S in the middle because it's S Sports Station at S Sports Station on Twitter. You can follow me there. I post a poll every day for the upcoming games on the schedule for you to check out and vote on which game I should broadcast. So follow me there. Like and subscribe down below and catch up. I got some Name That Tune in the last 10 games or so. Every goal call that I've been doing the play-by-play on has got a line from a song in it. You can listen along and play along and leave your guesses in the comments of the video or even on Twitter. Get a hold of me there and let me know what you think if you get the name of the song that the line goes with. I think I articulated that quite well. Thank you everybody for watching or not. Bye.